Hello, welcome to the November session of One Man's Meat is Another Man's Poison. I am Dr. Joy Odimegwu, herbal medicine expert. I'm very happy that we're all learning so much because good health and graceful aging are very critical. I'll continue as promised with foods as medicine from the discussions of last October. Living long and healthy, happy on nuts, whole grains, and tubers. It's particularly important to listen and understand what I'm trying to say in this session because many people avoid nuts and tubers and grains. The nuts because of the oil content, the whole grains and tubers because of the carbs. But these are the healthiest carbs or oils that one can get because they are from plants. Nuts and grains are so healthy because they contain proteins, vitamins, and phytochemicals. Nuts like walnuts, peanuts, almonds, and cashew nuts have healthy implications in high blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases, menopause, and cancers. The consumption of African walnuts reduces LDLs, which are bad cholesterols, and increases the good ones, the HDLs. Peanuts and almonds contain heart healthy compounds known to prevent heart attacks and strokes. Yes, our very humble peanut is not just the expensive walnuts and almonds. Peanut, if is not infested with aspergillus, so we have to be very careful. When you have the peanut that have those markings on them, the black markings, it could be a sign of infestation of aspergillus. All the nuts have this, but is more visible in peanuts. They are also good for relieving adverse menopausal symptoms. The nuts are ideal as healthy snacks instead of sugary carbohydrates. Now, the whole grains. These are maize, barley, millet, and rice. They have a lot of fibers if they are consumed with as little processing as possible. For instance, unpolished rice is healthier than the polished ones, as the process of polishing rice removes healthy fibers and some beneficial chemical constituents. Maize and millet are treasures with so many nutritional compounds, and when they are fermented as pap, they take on the role of probiotics, which are so good for gut health. Some people tend to avoid whole grains because, like I said before, they have a lot of starch, but they are the healthiest starch and carbohydrates anyone can get. And their fiber content reduces the rapid spiking of glucose after their consumption. Now, lastly, the tubers. Tubers are not are the last that I'm going to talk about, but they are not the least important. Do you know that sweet potatoes can be used to manage diabetes? It has so much fibers that it helps modulate gradual glucose release during digestion. Yams contain anti-cancer compounds known as diosgenin, apart from the very healthy carbs that it contains. For those listening from Europe and unfamiliar with yams, fennel seeds also contain the same diosgenin, and taking them as teas will have the same effect that one can get from taking yam, consuming yam. This is a typical example of one man's meat is another man's poison. We have yams in the tropical zone and there are fennel seeds in the temperate zone, and they all have similar health constituents. Irish potatoes are a staple food in the temperate regions and they contain phenolic compounds that act as antioxidants. By now, you know what antioxidants mean. So, these help to prevent cancers and heart attacks and so many other bad health effects of the food that we consume, of the activities that we get engaged in that build up the oxidants. So these food constituents mop up the oxidants, making us healthy. So feel free to include these in your diet as you're turning healthy nutrition into good medicine for great health and long living. In December, we're going to discuss food combinations that can reduce nutrient intake and could poison. This is particularly important because Christmas is around the corner. We have all kinds of food preparations, all kinds of things that we're preparing to make ourselves happy in our families. So it's important to be intentional to good health, to eating well. See you then. Keep subscribing and commenting. Bye bye.